Navy. It's a city.
Yeah.
It's a Navy type thing. My dad said he didn't want to go back there because it's just been it's overrun now. You know, it's just different to what he remembers. It's not a nice place anymore. It's known as pretty dangerous, to be honest. But a lot of these seaside places with seaside town and university, you got like just gang culture that's moved down from London to try and take, you know, and then they try and they bring their culture, and it's just
Funny.
yeah. Bournemouth, that's further away, but that's, Bournemouth would be the best place in the country if it was where Brighton is. Because Brighton actually just got such an advantage being directly down from London. Like, quite a lot of trains will take you here really easily. There's one train that only stops at Clapham and Croydon, and they're part of London basically. Clapham definitely, that's just part of London. Croydon is arguably part of London. That's what it is technically. And then it doesn't even stop at Gatwick, this one. There's nothing more that just stops those two, Gatwick and Haywards Heath, and that's it. No one does that. Oh, and the hoofers. We got the hoofers.
Yeah, bloody hoofers.
I'd be interested to know why we've got such a concentration of hoofers. I know why we have now, because they're all here. But I just wonder where it started, you know? Why was there...
There's a lot of history of nightlife down there. That's where you'll sort of drawn to.
There's loads of places with history of the nightlife.
Aye, but nightlife is actually good. There's actually like loads of like sort of electronic clubs maybe. That attracted them in the 80s. I don't know. Ask, open the window and go, oh sir, what are you all doing here? No. Doing. What's all doing here?
Wow, I didn't know this. So many men were initially drawn to Brighton by the enormous numbers of soldiers garrisoned in the town during the Napoleonic Wars.
This is making sense. Look.
Evidence suggests that the floating population and good transport link with London help its reputation as a place for the LGBT community. How Brighton became a queer capital. Let's have a look.
Makes a lot of sense.
I mean, but yeah, that's it. Brighton's always had a well, I know what I mean by floating population. It's one of the problems you kind of have down here because people are so transient. They're coming and going all the time. University, just bumming holidays, and right. People do seasons here. The same way that I've been to like Spain and Greece to do seasons. They do that here as well. Yeah, it's basically because there was loads of Navy dockings, and you know what, like garrison soldiers and dockings and stuff, and like royals that visited loads, and just a transient population. So it was very fleeting. It's just like, oh, let's go and have a bit of fucking cock hunt.
A bit of fun down there.
Fair enough. At least the answer wasn't, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's some sort of history behind it. I don't know about that. Obviously, Edinburgh's got a very, compared to Brighton, a very small gay centre area. I'm sure just because it was a multicultural area, that's where it all sort of, they felt safe to start nightclubs there and that. Shops,
I mean,
pubs.
yeah. That'll be the sort of modern modern era.
Ah.
I just wonder why it was in this. That's literally never thought beyond the fact that obviously they do now because they're just, there's loads of gays here. So if you want to go and meet other gays in a place where be gay and hold hands, partner and kiss in public, this is where you come. I must admit though, thinking about it, it's a lot more. It's literally this district I'm in, Kemptown. It's sort of, if you look at a map for Brighton from the top, the thin stretch of like about 2 or 3 blocks from the pier eastwards, and then it stops at just before the marina. That's Kemptown.
Yeah.
So it's about a mile and a half in length, but it's not very wide. It's just like a long, thin strip from this district. But there's loads of different types of architecture. I mean, the city's got loads of different types of architecture. I think. So it makes it quite
You alright?
Right, this.
Right, Tom.
I'm good.
Alright.
We just found out why Brighton became a gay city.
What was that?
Because of its floating transient population when, during the Napoleonic Wars, when loads of men were garrisoned here, people visiting, etc., etc., it became known as somewhere. If you want to go and see a load of men, there's loads of different random male visitors all the time. And like,
I didn't know that.
No, I don't know it, and I know a lot about the, Brighton's gay scene and stuff because I live.
No, I didn't know that. Bloody hell.
That's where that song must have come from. In the Navy.
Well, yeah.
Everybody is your friend in the Navy. Yeah, that one.
No, it would be that.
I don't know why, but every time I hear that, for some reason, it just makes me piss myself laughing. And I don't know why, because there's nothing funny about it.
People regularly dress as the village people down here.
I thought it was a village people, or a village person one time. Then there's a cop. In the Navy, it's all the seven seas, it's humanities.
Have you heard that parody of, George Michael who did Face, is it?
Yeah, Faith, aye.
Yeah, have you heard Billy Connolly's parody of it?
I'm not sure what.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's on about on a masturbate and stuff. It's fucking brilliant. Oh, it's so funny. One of them that, like, as soon as you hear it, you just end up, like, creasing with laughter.
Started playing Ghost of Tsushima, like. Love it.
Come on, yeah.
Really good, like.
Yeah, it is good. I'm just stuck on a certain part. Can't get any further for some reason.
Get the fuck out of it. So
Level up your guy.
That's all made.
what you do in Metal Gear, if you can't work out what to do next, tell everyone.
Just beat the shit out of him, yeah. Don't mind me! Whack!
Then you just got your level.
Just a massive great axe in your forehead. Well, if you're stuck, just beat the shit out of him. That is one of the best lines I've ever heard.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Die! Yes! Hard as fuck. It's a sort of game I've always put off for a while, for a few years. To try it out. Excellent. Violent. Very, very violent.
Aye. That it definitely is.
To chop people in half. Love it.
There's your shot going.
How's the shop going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just think, yeah. I'm just trying to fuck it off at the end of the summer, really, to be honest. I just
You sick of it? You're sick of it now? Time to leave it?
I've been for ages. It's just. I said to Pete, don't ever let me do. If I talk about working in kitchens ever again, just fucking got to remind me in the most grueling of details what it was like. It's just it's cunty work.
So much stress. I learned that a while ago. A lot of stress.
I mean, I don't work the stressful shifts, to be honest, and I'm pretty good at handling this. I'm a bartender, you know, like I'm used to 100 people in front of me all wanting a drink and all talking to me while I'm pouring drinks. And I've got, in bartending, you've got counting systems in your head at all times. You don't have a little timer next to you.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it clean, and you've got to throw shit around, be funny. You know, that doesn't faze me. It does the others, but just everything about it in general. That's the only thing that doesn't really hit me. It's the stress of cooking. So I'm a bartender. These people, they don't know what it is like.
Well, it is stressful because it's not just at the fact that you're making drinks. You've got to obviously entertain people while you're making the drinks, and you've also got a timer as well.
Well, it is fun on the flip side. That's the thing with cooking, with chefing. I just don't know how they get their fun out of it. It's like a loser competition, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any chefs. Well, I know a couple actually, if I'm being fair. But out of most of the chefs I know, like 98% of them, they're kind of wrong-uns, you know. Like it's kind of like they do that job just because that's the best they could ever do.
Yeah, just because they can.
Yeah, they're not the sort, they're not the sort of people that couldn't be somewhere like, they couldn't go into a work every day somewhere where they had to be like clean, and like look presentable and not swear, that sort of thing. They're not building site type people, but building sites are building sites.
Yeah.
Often, I'm not talking about tradesmen, but them just, the kind of scumbags.
Yeah. The ones who will deliberately challenge authority just because they can.
Just everything about them. But if you're not a prick before you go into start working in kitchens, and that's why you do it, you'll become a prick from doing it for too long. If you stay long enough, you'll become a prick.
Right. Because of the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at fucking Gordon Ramsay. He's a massive prick with a capital P, that lad.
He's actually a really decent fella, but that's part of his.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of
I mean, because he acts like it.
Yeah, but he's still arrogant. No taking that away. But he's still got a massive ego, and he can act like a prick. He got trained by. Because we do
Marco Pierre White.
Yeah, Marco Pierre White. We hear about their industry quite a bit, and
he was the only bloke that actually made Gordon Ramsay cry. Well,
he's a nasty bloke. Like, he's horrible. Like, so Gordon Ramsay's the way he is because of this guy, and if anything, he wanted to stop at a point where it became as bad as him. So he took the best from him, but he wasn't. There was an occasion where they were both in Heston Blumenthal's restaurant in opposite tables, and they were both just refusing to eat if the other person was there. And in the end, Heston Blumenthal came out of the kitchen and was like, "Right, you both got to leave."
Fucking hell.
Well, he couldn't pick sides, really, could he? But I know a few people who've served him, and he's been to a couple of venues that I've worked with, not when I was there. And he's a really nice guy. As in, if you give him, he's nice in general. Like, he was walking past the shop the other day. Apparently, I didn't see him, but one of the girls that works next door ran after him, took a photo, and the security sort of pushed her away. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Be nice." And I stopped for a photo. I was like, "Have a lovely day, darling." He's quite a nice. He's really well mannered. Like, he absolutely hates the scourge of cocaine in kitchens. He despises it, and I totally understand why. Because the type of gear they get, it sends them mental. And it's part of the reason why they're so aggy, because they get a bit of gear, and then what seems like a good idea once or twice on shift ends up becoming the routine. Like, who's picking up for the shift, and dealers could go around a big kitchen. They could go and drop off 5-10 bags on a Friday and Saturday for service. And if it's really horrible gear, Like, it happened in Brighton in 2019. Basically, these two KPs, these Italian guys, in their mid-40s, just like a couple of Italian guys living in a bedsit together. So, without trying to just have a dig at them, like they've not got a lot going on for them. So that become their life. It's like washing dishes, doing cocaine. You know, long story. This is just going to take a really dark turn all of a sudden. By the way,
it's alright. It's fine. I mean, you tell a story, don't you?
They invited their dealer over and slaughtered him, killed him. Let him bleed out. It took like 3 hours to bleed out. There was like,
fucking hell! What? Is it did him in?
It helps quite rid of them.
What?
That's quite rid of them.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
really...
fucking hell!
Well,
I mean, Jesus!
No manners.
The police said.
What the fuck was that all about?
Psychosis. They just got psychosis. One of them sent a message to an unknown recipient in Italian, saying I'm going to commit murder tonight. And it seems like they'd already with the Albanians down here. What they do, you just ring them up and there's someone else will turn up at the door, or wherever you want to meet them. Like it's they've got a system. They've got loads of them working it all night, and they've made the call at like whatever time to do their shift. And I don't know, but they made another call for the dealer to come back round. And as soon as he's walked in the building, apparently they just set about him with fucking massive kitchen knives and just like they just bled out for like 3 hours while it took him ages to die. And they got something like 19 and 22 years each or something like that.
Yeah, but that's fuck all nowadays. They'd be out in half of that on good behaviour.
I don't know. Compared to a lot of sentences, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of sentences you look at and think, fucking hell.
But I mean, for me, the way I would say it, if you've killed someone, you get life. Like, you die in there. Kind of life.
Yeah, do you know what? Under these circumstances, I totally agree. Like, it's not like self-defense, or it's not like acting in anger. Like all of a sudden, you just thought to yourself, "I fancy taking someone's life."
Yeah.
Although they could get out in like probably just a bit over half the time, the fact that that's the sentence, there are nonsense that don't get that. You know, so it's a pretty strict sentence considering. Like for
I mean, I get it. I just mean that like there's certain people who've done a heck of a lot worse, and they've got literally minimal sentence.
Yeah,
but
I think it's the nature of it.
You know
though.
what I mean?
It's the predatory nature of it. You know, there's a couple of other crimes that the actual crime could be like for like. You know, it's a murder or it's a rape or whatever. And two different people, one will get 6 years, one will get 18 years. That literally happened in Brighton with sexual assault. And the reason what the guy got 18 years because he was like predatory about it. You know, they take things into account. And this is why this is just really horrible. Like, they just fancied killing him. He was only 21.
What, the lad who died?
Yeah, they were like 42.
Fucking poor bastard.
I mean,
They haven't even lived.
You live by the gun, you die by the gun, or the knife, or whatever it is. You know, unfortunately, if you're in that world, that's the chance you take.
True.
You know, that's why you should never mess with that stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst drugs because it chips away at your psyche. It's not like heroin. You know you're fucking on heroin. No junkies walking around thinking that they got their shit together whatsoever. You know, same with crackheads and meth heads and spice heads. But cocaine, people just they don't really like when they get the dodgy stuff. It's the one that chips away at your personality. It sends you fucking genuinely mad.
Champion.
You just keep pushing it too much.
Oh, so some of the shit that I've said, fuck me, you don't even want to be on it. It makes fucking cocaine look fucking tame. Literally, there was a drug, it's called oh, hang on, one sec. It's called scopolamine. Literally, that thing.
Makes you forget.
If that gets breathed, if you breathe it anywhere near you don't have any effect whatsoever. But literally, you can go to a random person, give it them, say, "I'm going to clear your bank account of millions." They'll do it, but then they won't have any recollection of doing it.
Oh, that's the one. It's like Devil's Breath or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in like South America. It's like little cap things on trees. Big shit.
Yeah, it's in Colombia.
What's the
That's where
word?
they get it from.
Some
It's
when you're
yes.
like susceptible to any information, like you will get told what to do, and you'll just do it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
That's scopolamine.
they use
Yeah.
it in they use really small amounts of stuff like that in dental procedures, don't they?
Alright.
What, over here?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Fucking
I don't
hell,
know if
now,
it's
now
that,
you've
but
said that, I don't think I'll be going to dentist.
no, it's stuff
No.
stuff that has that effect. I don't know about the actual compounds, the chemical
Oh,
compounds you're talking about, but stuff
Oh,
that has the
fucking hell,
effect.
if you've got that down here, no.
Because it was one of the things in one of the Michael Jackson documentaries that there was a kid that was saying that he didn't get touched by Michael. He could tell his dad, according to the story, that his dad wanted him to admit it so he'd get money. And his dad was a dentist, so eventually he took him to the dentist and like, sort of like, asked him while he was on business and stuff. Got him to say, yeah, probably.
Yeah, but that's him just fucking fobbing him off.
Well, yeah, I mean, it still works. That's the other game.
I mean, from what I've seen of Michael Jackson and also his family, is that he had a child's mentality. He never, like, ever thought of that. I mean, yeah, he was still of an age where he could still get arrested and done. But even though he was, say, 40 odd, he had a mental age or something daft, like 5-year-old or something daft, according to his family. I mean, I don't know how true that is, like, but
Yeah, I'm just glad that they don't have those drugs in the UK. They probably exist, but I mean, obviously medically. But there's that crocodile as well.
oh fucking hell! Don't even get me started on that. That's fucking awful.
I don't understand why anyone would even begin to get on that stuff. I suppose they're already on heroin, aren't they? That's the thing.
Literally, that stuff. You've got
arms,
cement, petrol, you name it, all blended into one.
Yeah.
And literally, you end up getting what's called necrotizing fasciitis, which means it's the skin-eating disease. And then you essentially your leg goes black and you're having to have it chopped off.
It's insane, isn't it?
Like,
Yeah, it's rough stuff, right?
right. It's weird how we just started talking about drugs.
If you go into any kitchen, like a busy kitchen, everybody's on coke or alcoholic. Chef off, mate. Certainly is.
I think, talking of Gordon Ramsay and all that lot, I think the main reason why he is how he is because of his dad. His dad were an arse. Beating his mum up and stuff. And he couldn't do all about it, we're only young.
This is still Mongol territory. Oh, it's been all. Defeat the Mongols. I've defeated the Mongols. Killed all the Mongols. Killed them all. Oh, please don't tell me it's glitched. Private with this. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yes. Hooray! 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 Champion.
Bet those heads have got beat, haven't they?
Oh, his mum's
Son's birthday, isn't it?
birthday today.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Today
yeah.
when, probably on later, I'd imagine.
Aye. Well, when I hear from him, I'll say happy birthday to his mum. Well, to him, to say to his mum.
I challenged his mum to a MMA fight and she refused to back down. I was like, don't check in there. So scared of the rich. Jean-Claude Van Rich.
Roundhouse kick.
Aye,
Bosh. See you later.
back, breath of heat.
Have you seen that film called Jean-Claude Van Johnson? It's with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but
Series,
he named it.
On Amazon Prime. Is it?
I think so, yeah.
I seen that one, yeah. I seen it once years ago, I can remember it briefly.
Apparently Trump's going to sue CNN for reporting on the election results because it's fake news that he lost.
Yeah, well, he won't bloody win.
He didn't win, but it's about the old election.
Yeah, I know. What I mean is he won't win the lawsuit.
No, but it's his way of doubling down to his supporters. Like, if they see that he's prepared to go and sue him over it, it must be sure. You know, that kind of... It's like a Trojan horse, isn't it?
癒しの水、清めの湯気、紅葉の葉から漏れる光。戦に向けて心を研ぎ澄ますには湯に
Jeremy Corbyn has just tweeted, if you're a CEO announcing record profits and a real pay terms cut for your workers, I ain't your mate. He's 76. I ain't your mate. He was at the end of my street a few weeks ago, just literally 20 yards away, yeah. My mate posted a picture, I was about an hour late. I love that dude. I've just walked down and said hello, to be honest. He's a legend.
Well, in all due respect, I don't trust any politician right about now.
No, but
None of them.
I actually think of every single one I've seen, I'm pretty good at reading people just through their eyes and through their, you know, through their the eyes are supposed to be the gateway to the soul, and I think you can get a lot about people's eyes. I really believe that. And of everyone I've ever seen, he's the most decent, and he's always had a reputation for being the most decent as well.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of him going back to the 70s, and he was getting interviewed, and he was like. The reporter said something sly like, do you just not like these people you're slagging off because they didn't invite you to their meal tonight? You know, and he was like, I was invited out to the meal tonight, but my job is not to go around gallivanting around Westminster in luxury hotels paid for by the taxpayer. I cooked for myself at home tonight. I had broccoli and chicken.
Yeah, just pretty much handing him his own arse, essentially.
Yeah. He claims like fuck all in expenses. Like he claims like £9 a year or something like that.
Did you know that fucking MPs now can claim 25 quid on fucking breakfast?
Yeah. And their bar, like, their bar's not fucking, you know, it's actually quite cheap, like for a bar because it's like not done to make profit, but They get all their drinks and stuff and champagne lunches. Like, you see the Dean Doris at PMQs. When it's a big important PMQs where everyone turns up, she's right at the front row, just half pissed. Just like acting like a right knobhead. A bit sniffed up, I reckon, as well. They found traces of cocaine in 11 out of the 12 toilets in the Parliament that only MPs are allowed to access. And their staff.
How the fuck is he still employed? Because if that were me, and I found out my staff were on fucking cocaine, I'd be like, you're all sacked. Get the fuck out.
He ain't gonna give a shit, is he?
What, Boris?
Yeah! You can tell
What,
Boris
fucking Boris? We're on coke with it.
You can tell. You can tell. Boris is a cokehead.
Fucking hell, look at his dad.
You can see in his face. He looks older than his dad.
He does actually.
Think about it. Like,
yeah,
he's more hunched over. His face is more saggy. He's more out of shape. His skin's not as with it because he's a cokehead. Stanley Johnson's just a fucking numpty. He just constantly puts his foot in it.
Well, he's a fucking idiot himself.
Yeah, totally. The whole fucking bloodline's just. You know,
they just shaved apes in suits. The way I see it.
And you know what? Yeah, every single other politician other than Corbyn. I think. I'm not saying I don't actually necessarily think he might have been the best prime minister. I think the ideas he had, those should be the ideas of the person in charge, no matter how. I don't think he fell short of the mark by a lot. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I don't think he's necessarily got the leadership skills you want, but he's not that far off. You know, it's not like we're talking about fucking Philip Schofield trying to run, you know, Schofield trying to run the country. Yeah. He wouldn't stand a chance. Like Jeremy Corbyn had, but I know he quite literally spends all his time on the ground, you know, in community centres and where people are. He does it all the time. And when he lost the second time in 2019, I remember this. It was so fucking brilliant. The reporter said to him, "So now that you've lost the general election and you know your Labour leadership is obviously what are you gonna do tomorrow?" It's the same thing I've done for the last 37 years that I've been an MP for. I'm going to fight for justice, equality, against racism, hatred, and division of all kinds in our society.
Yeah, so it didn't really bother him, did it? Really?
Well, I mean, he handled it with grace.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, what people wanted him to say was just like, "I'll retire," because they don't want Jeremy Corbyn around because he is a different thinker. Like you can manipulate Keir Starmer, you can manipulate any of them, but like the one man that just can't be bought is Corbyn, I believe anyway. I mean, I could be wrong still. He showed empathy, although he showed. People see it as a bad thing that he made contact with like Sinn Féin and stuff for the IRA. Like they were trying to kill Thatcher for 12 years, and like, any negotiations they had didn't bring any peacetime. And 2 weeks after Jeremy Corbyn met Jerry Adams, Sinn Féin.
Yeah, but Jerry Adams is a fucking bad one himself.
Yeah, but it stopped as soon as Corbyn went and met him. I don't know how closely aligned it was. Like, I don't know if it might just be coincidence, but it did stop straight after when he went. The pictures that everyone bands around of him shaking hands with terrorists and stuff. It stopped after that.
Well, yeah, but the thing is though, Jerry Adams was a terrorist and still is.
I'm not defending a terrorist, like, but I'm
not saying you are. I'm just saying that in all due respect, those pictures were genuine, and he was shaking the hands of a terrorist.
Yeah, but the goal was to cause peacetime, and that's what he achieved by shaking hands with that terrorist.
which is commendable.
Like we live in a results-based society. The result he was looking for, and they've been looking for 12 years, was to get him to stop bombing stuff. And he went and shook his hand and had a chat with him, and then he stopped bombing stuff. So, arguably, everything that was done up until that point was the wrong strategy. Like, so the right strategy is now being criticised as a horrendous act, a traitorous act. If you stop people from bombing us, there's nothing better for the country. You know, that's one of the best things we can hope for in a country when we're under attack, is someone to stop it happening. And I just think that there's other factors, and I'm not an expert on that topic whatsoever. I just know I just don't consider the fact that he met with terrorists the end of the world.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, you've got to meet with him anyway and try and come to an agreement, because if you don't, it'll still carry on happening.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he spent the 12
in that
years being
respect, I
mates
do
with
get
him,
it.
if he spent those 12 years that they were bombing him, being mates with him, going around his house, having tea with his mum and stuff, and just sort of mucking off the Prime Minister behind her back, fat chokes, just going, yeah, fucking get her. She'll be here on this date. Fucking give it her. And then I'd think differently.
Yeah,
but,
they'd be like, hang on a minute, mate. Yeah, they'd be, to be honest.
Or even if he was just a continuous friend that whole time and just did meet up with him regularly. Like you knew him through, I imagine he known him through politics in general, and it was political. But the fact that it stopped straight after, I think that says that he probably had an effect. Just by his philosophy is listening. That you only learn by listening. You don't learn by speaking. And if you hear people out, what concerns them, what hurts them, you're better equipped to help them, and that's what the job is. Like Boris is just on the
because you know both sides, don't you?
Yeah, Boris thinks he's on the throne of England.
Okay, well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Boris just thinks he fucking runs the country. Like, he owns it.
Yeah, Corbyn was
fucking king as well.
Having said that, I'm not so sure he would have been the best person to lead us during the pandemic.
Yeah, but I mean, he did sort of help us through it. To a point.
Corbyn?
No, Boris.
I mean, you know, there was a point up until which I was thinking, not doing that badly. They're doing, you know, given the circumstances, they're doing okay. They paid everyone's wages and stuff like that, but it's what they did for themselves as they utilised the pandemic to their own ends far too much.
Yeah, of course they did.
All that money, it was something like 100 million a month it cost to pay everyone furloughed. And that went on for 11 months. Yeah. That's 1.1 billion just on paying people. And the public are just as guilty, right? The public decided, there was a load of the public didn't want to go back to work once they were getting paid not to. And that was always going to hurt us. But they were so frivolous with it, so generous with all these handouts and loans and stuff for businesses, because someone, probably one of their family members, was getting that money was borrowed from somewhere. Somebody, even Andrew Neil, he's a staunchly right-wing commentator, said that somebody's making a lot of money out of British sovereign debt right now on the interest, and all the money they borrowed, the cost of living. Do me a favour. This is manufactured. This is man-made by the fucking pandemic costs we had laid out. You know, like we hadn't been so fucking. You know, as a country, look, some people needed it, and that's absolutely what it was there for. But like,
it's for these people who sit on their arse who can't be out working.
Well, I mean, more so the decisions like track and trace, the failed track and trace system. That
cost
billions, and that's just to their pals. And now we're paying for that. That's what the Tories did during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, we should never forget what they've done here. You know, as a whole of society, should never vote them in again for the next 70 years, in my opinion.
But to be honest, I think out of all the Conservatives, I think there's only been one decent one, and that's Churchill that got us through the fucking war.
I mean, it's hard to say because we weren't alive, but my dad really hated Margaret Thatcher, and he never said a bad word.
Oh yeah, my dad does, still does.
But my dad never said a bad word about Churchill. Is the point? You know, he didn't. I don't know what he thought of him, because he was only 25 when he died. But I was only 25 when he died. But so I didn't really get to ask him about politics too much. But he used to have. You remember them spitting image dolls?
Oh yeah.
He had one of them of Margaret Thatcher, chopped her head off, and put it behind a door that slammed against her face every time he opened it.
What a lad! What a lad!
Yeah, he was 72 when he did this.
That's brilliant. Yeah. That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, he had Margaret Thatcher's toilet paper.
Chopped his head off and put it behind the door so that every time he opened that's brilliant.
He had Margaret Thatcher toilet paper.
Oh, so when he whacked his arse, she was covered in shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
He said he just looked down and just like chuckled to himself every time.
I mean, that's a guy who knows how to get humour out of something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that
No,
is
he
brilliant.
was a funny man, very funny man.
I'm going to tell my dad that next time. That is brilliant.
Yeah, I don't think I've told you that, to be honest.
No, honestly, that's proper cheered me up, that.
Yeah, I've never heard you laugh that loud. That makes me happy.
Oh, God.
He was a funny dude. I told Rich this story a couple of weeks ago, but like when he was passing away, for
Yeah.
about 5 years before he passed away,
Mm.
he bought this little rubber egg, and it
Yeah.
looked identical to an egg, right colour, right size, shape, and everything. And he'd just leave it
Yeah.
somewhere. Or sometimes he'd just pull it out of his pocket and then go to drop it in front of someone new that hadn't seen it, and it was rubber, it would bounce.
Yeah.
And they would just go, "Oh, what? Oh, hang on, what?" Like once it hit the floor, they would try and stop it from hitting the floor. Then they'd be like, "Oh, bounced," and he'd just laugh. And then the last thing he did when he was in the hospice, the last bit of energy he had, he was just like reaching out to the desk.
Yeah.
We brought it with him to the we brought it with us to the hospital for him, to the hospital.
Yeah.
Me and my brothers, and it was on the side, and he just reached out, and the nurse is like, "You're right, you're right. What do you need?" And then he just sort of nudged it on the floor, and the nurse has gone, "What?" So the last bit of strength he had, he did that gag.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, there was always a comedian to the end.
Yeah. I mean that's one thing that you've got to sort of remember is like the funny times, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no.
Because it's like there's moments with my dad where like I'll be walking around town or like even if he's like away somewhere and I know he's like I don't know he's on like a business trip or whatever. Like I'll see out at corner of my eye something that'll like just trigger a memory and like I'll be there just giggling to myself and then the amount of looks on people's faces I'm like, look, you don't understand. And then they'll just think I'm nuts, so I don't really care. Oh.
Turn my fan off there. It's a bit chilly. Sitting naked with my fan on. Loving it.
Thanks for that. I really needed to have that image in my head.
If I warm up
Yeah,
here,
no.
you must be warm down there. Especially you. It must be warm down there.
Yeah, I think we're like 20 degrees still. And I live in Greece by choice.
Yeah, so you'll know the difference.
Yeah, I'm
Between warm
enjoying
and
it.
what you are?
I'm enjoying the heat because that's why I used to move to Greece for the summers. But, yeah, I haven't done for ages. Oh, Piers Corbin started following us though.
Who?
Piers Corbin. Do you not know him? It's Jeremy Corbyn's brother, but he's a full-on conspiracy anti-vaxxer, COVID 5G.
Oh yeah, all that fucking moron, yeah.
Yeah, he started following me today because he's linked through my comedy. He would have seen me. He would have definitely seen me.
Yeah. Yeah, I follow you. I watch your, your channel on YouTube quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, some of the stuff. I'm literally by the end I can't breathe because I'm just crazy with laughter.
Oh, thanks, man.
Honestly, it's so true though, with what you say.
I'm making a. I've got an actual guy who's got, with proper equipment and sound,
Yeah.
sound guy and stuff like that. And he's helping me actually make a full-length sort of version of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I want to try and do a nice piece and then wrap it up and box it off.
Yeah.
Because if I just keep making little sketches, the quality sort of dwindles.
Yeah.
am I going up here? Is that a Harley Davidson?
Been to the chiropractor this week.
Oh yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah. Well, it's good to get some actual answers rather than the doctor just going, it could be this, it could be that, try these painkillers, we'll get you in for some physio and have a look. She examined me and she was just like, right, you've got a slip disc in your spine, or bulging rather, and it's pushing against the sciatic nerve, which is good news. And she measured some of the bits where it hurts and that. She's like, it's good that it's not in through these parts as well, because that means it's just like something we can like basically stretch your spine out over the course of treatment. Do some exercises, give yourself more space, and then it'll gradually just move back into place. Because it's not so bad that it's, you know, but that's because I'm getting treated. If I left it for another 10 years, you know.
Yeah, it'd have got worse.
Probably, but yeah, I mean, it's not like a really bad thing, but yeah, it means she gave me some exercises, she did this thing where I've got to lie on my back, and she's got, you know, push on the side of your tummy where I'm ticklish anyway. Yeah. And, but she's not like, the thing is, the muscle here is actually underneath another muscle, so it's really deep. So I've got to push really hard. Just, you know, and I was finding it really funny when she's pushing. It's like, right now, what I need to do is lift your knee up. And I've got to keep my hand in place here. And doing that up and down 3 times after the last time, I was like, you still have to keep your hand there because this is fucking hurting. Not hurting, but it was like, it felt like it was about to hurt, but it didn't, kind of thing. It was just like almost relief. But then when I stood up and walked around again, I was like, fucking hell, wow, I can still feel that it's different now. So like, right, we've got to correct your posture first before we can get, you know, but it's like 9 months of rehabilitation, basically, she gave me. Yeah. But equally, she was like, it's 3 months with me, once a week. No, so it's 12 sessions with her, which is once a week. Yeah. But I can do the first 6 to a week if I want. To speed it up, and it actually recommends it. But obviously, that's the thing. They are still trying to make money. But yeah, the last 6 months, she was just like, you'll have to do your own exercises, but it will take another 6 months. She was like, after me, you'll be 50% better, and then to get 100% better, you got to, you know, it'll be another 6 months of doing other stuff like yourself. There's no point in going in for it because she can talk what to do. But...
Are you not afraid to fart? Well, sure you got a chiropractor, because I would be.
A little bit, I was.
It
came up, like, it wasn't urgent, so it was quite easy to just... I'd have had to force it out if it came out, sort of thing. But, yeah, it was a little bit like...
Pushed and prodded everywhere.
It was a bit uneasy at points.
Well, how much does it cost, or is it NHS thing?
No, it's 42 quid a session. So that's the thing, I'm going to end up, I've spent 500 quid by the end of it.
Yeah, but I think in the grand scheme of things, you'd rather be 500 quid out of pocket and be actually alright than being paid and actually...
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Around my back, you know.
Exactly.
Take a chance on. At this age, I know my posture and everything's terrible. I know I'm not in shape, and if I don't take it seriously now before I'm 40, really, I really want to. It's not too late by the time you're 40, but I don't want to leave it that late even.
Yeah, you don't want to risk it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think you got to get your fitness into a lifestyle enough by the time you're 40. Really.
Well, it's like with me on when I go away in September, like because I'm going centre parks. First thing I want to do is I want to get confident on an actual bike, as in cycling, and then I want to be cycling about it. You are.
Because you have to cycle everywhere around the area.
It's piece of piece once you know how.
It's just balance. For me, it's not actually the process of actually riding the bike. Riding the bike's fine. It's the more it's the more actually staying on it for me, because my balance is fucked, because of my vestibular system and my neurological condition. It's all over. Literally, as soon as I get on a bike with two wheels, literally I feel like I'm on all right all the time. And it's bizarre. And I don't know why. But yeah, other times I'm perfectly fine. It's weird.
No. I just get a practice, just get practicing. Take it slowly, go up and down like a path. Sort of thing. I didn't know it was set of practice was a lot of cycling involved. Like, it's my friend, he's actually a policeman, and he fucking hates riding bikes, and he had to ride in set of parks, and he was hating it. And I was like, "You're a fucking policeman. You should be trained in bikes, in case you have to use a bike." And that was the first time I actually really used a bike. Was in set of parks. I don't even really know what Centre Parks is. I don't even know what.
It's like an adventure park.
Really cool.
Like families and stuff.
Yeah, / country, like woodland retreat.
Yeah.
And there's all the paths are made all over the complex. So you got you get a little villa, like a log cabin, but it's like nice inside, you know, perfectly. And you got like leisure centre facility where you got like swimming pools, tennis courts, badminton, squash, pool, snooker. Like, yeah, you play archery, fucking probably a bit of axe throwing somewhere in there. Maybe even paintball on some of them. I'm not too sure. But they might not go with their brand. But yeah, like long cycling trails. Fucking, I've only been to one once when I was younger, but like, with my girlfriend's family. Fucking lovely.
We used to go anything like, well, we do, but things like that, but not the Centre Parks. That sounds fun, though. Good adventure.
Yeah, I'm going to Sherwood Forest one in Nottingham.
Robin Hood. Steal for the poor, a gift to the rich. That's what I like. Fuck you, fuck you. No. No, leave me alone. Get attacked. Unstoppable, man. Unstoppable.
Oh, it must have been on with Party. What's his face? Pete, because it just came up. Pete left Party.
He was just sort of obviously he was firing in and out type thing.
Jin, 来たか。
政子殿、裏切り者の所在は聞き出せましたか。
聞こうとしても、あの女メソメソと泣きよってな。
仕方ありません。
責めたくもなるわ。それとも和コードの魅力で落としてみるか。女は中だ。
お待ちを。
界様。雅子様に殺されてしまいます。目を見ればわかるのです。
お主の無事は受け合おう。手を貸してくれるなら。
知ってることはすべて話しました。
八郎が文の運び手ならば、どこかで貞夫と会うだろう。うかうかしておったら政子殿に先を越されるぞ。
どうかお助けください。
そのためには俺が二人を見つけない。まずは隠れ家だ。心当たりは？
考えてみます。
Was that dial-up internet then that I just heard?
貞夫は人を殺した
Or
の。
it feedback?
すぐに戻る。
Okay, it was phone interference.
Oh, right.
Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum.
Yeah, well, like that.
それで
隠れ家を思い出させておるところです。
何を見返りに？
歩きましょう。
声が届かぬ場所までな。
貞夫を助けるとヒナに話しました。
できぬ約束をしよって。
ヒナの信用を得たかったのです。
嘘をついたのだな。
救えるならば救いましょう。嘘ではない。
失敗したらどう弁明するのだ？
貞夫の罪は深く、政子殿の裁きに物申す気はないと。
館のあらゆるものが家族が死んだ夜を思い出させる。
あなたの親里にはどなたかいらっしゃるはず。訪ねてみては。
兄は数年前に死んでしまった。そして姉も殺されておった。金色の帯で見分けるのがやっとだったがな。
思い出させてしまいましたね。
忘れることなどできぬ。あの音楽が懐かしい。
なんと。
よくここで孫と一緒に曲を奏でたのだ。新しい季節
Only had the money in this game here.
もう二度
We
と
got
聞
some
くこ
of
とが
the
できぬと。
best vehicles going.
I'm playing Gran Turismo.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 7. Like one of my favourites. Porsche 911 GT1 from 1997, but it's 3.1 million. And I've only got 3.1 million credits, and I've only got 60. Well, 60,000 even.
Yeah. I've not played a GT game in years.
Maybe not.
Probably about PS3 days. I've always wanted to play Forza because you can go about Edinburgh, like in Forza Horizon. I already shot my friend's Xbox, was amazing that.
Yeah. Forza used to be my favourite game, but since they fucked up with it, with the actual process of it, I just thought, no.
Meant it. Where the fuck are we going?